The Russian military reported a successful test launch of a ballistic missile designed to carry nuclear warheads from a new nuclear submarine. The Russian Defense Ministry said in a statement that the Imperator Alexander III fired the Bulava missile from an underwater position in Russia's northern White Sea and hit a target in the far eastern region of Kamchatka. The Imperator Alexander III is deployed as part of the Pacific Fleet. Last week, President Vladimir Putin signed a bill nullifying Russia's prior endorsement of a worldwide nuclear test ban, a decision Moscow asserted was essential to achieve equilibrium with the United States. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Imperator Alexander III submarine, armed with Bulava SLBM, is an intimidating platform. Let's get started. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted VPN brands worldwide that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte, an industry-leading Big Four auditing firm. NordVPN provides an encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy by preventing external entry to your internet traffic, as well as enabling you to access content that's blocked based on geolocation. Best of all, with one NordVPN account, you can secure up to 6 devices at the same time. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive savings by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Imperator Alexander III is a Project 955A Boreai A submarine, which is an upgraded subclass of the Boreai class. The original Boreai class was conceived in the later years of the Soviet Union. The class is intended to replace the Delta III, Delta IV, and Typhoon classes in Russian Navy service. The class is named after Boreas, the North Wind. The construction of the first boat of this class, Yuri Dolgoruki, started way back in 1996. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union and the resulting financial issues delayed the construction. The Russian Navy presently has 3 Project 955 Boreai-class submarines in active service, the first of which entered service in 2013. The Boreai class is one of the most advanced submarines in the world, and the first boats in the Russian Navy to feature a pump jet propulsion system. This makes it very stealthy. It has a displacement of 24,000 tons when submerged, has a speed of about 37 kilometers per hour or 23 miles per hour, and can move to depths of over 450 meters. It's reported that the noise level is 5 times lower when compared to the third-generation nuclear-powered Aquila-class submarines and 2 times lower than that of the U.S. Virginia-class submarines. The country introduced 4 Project 955A Boreai A submarines, and Imperator Alexander III is the latest one. The subclass is much more advanced. Boreai A has external and internal optimization. For example, the hull is streamlined, and the sail is also revised, which reduces drag. The changes have made it more maneuverable and have also helped in achieving a reduction in the acoustic signature, which is already very small. Besides, it's equipped with hydraulic jets and improved screws that allow them to sail at nearly 56 kilometers per hour or 35 miles per hour while submerged with minimal noise. The Boreai A also features pop-out auxiliary thrusters. These provide additional power at low speeds, where the pump jet propulsion system is not suitable. This will enable the submarines to efficiently cruise very quietly at low speeds, keeping it concealed without hindering mobility. The internal changes are also significant. This includes upgraded communication systems and a much more powerful sonar suite. Boreai subs pack nuclear tip missiles, making them the most lethal offensive platform. Through these, a second strike option is guaranteed, which is the greatest deterrence for the enemy. Imperator Alexander III can carry 16 Bulava missiles. RSM-56 Bulava was developed for the Russian Navy to replace the solid-fuel R-39 and the liquid-fuel R-29 Vysota. Deployed first in 2013, the Bulava missile is intended to be the foundation of Russia's nuclear triad going forward and is one of the most expensive weapons projects in the country. Bulava can reach a speed of Mach 24 in the terminal phase. The missile has a range of more than 5,600 miles, or 9,000 kilometers. It's reported to have an accuracy of 350 meters CEP. Bulava is a MIRV, or Multiple Independent Reentry Vehicle, capable missile. It can carry 6 warheads, each having a yield of 150 kilotons. But Bulava has also been designed to accommodate up to 40 decoys along with the actual warheads. This is done keeping in mind the growing anti-ballistic missile defense technologies. The idea here is that Bulava will be able to penetrate those defenses by overwhelming them with a large number of decoys. Imperator Alexander III also has 6 533mm torpedo tubes. The tubes enable the sub to fire heavyweight torpedoes. But the tubes have another capability. The tubes can be used to fire RPK-2 Vyuga submarine-launched anti-submarine missiles. The payload of this missile ranges from a simple depth charge to a 200-kiloton nuclear warhead. Imperator Alexander III is a key component of Russia's Second Strike nuclear deterrent since it's armed with Bulava SLBM. Boryai class, being nuclear-powered, can loiter in the vast oceans for practically unlimited number of days, making them almost impossible to detect. So, Russia's rivals cannot take them out with a preemptive strike. This is why, like all other nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, Boryai class is considered to be the most survivable part of Russia's nuclear triad. Constructing a submarine is no mean feat. Each Boryai is constructed with 1.3 million components and mechanisms. Its construction requires 17,000 tons of metal, which is 50% more than the Eiffel Tower. The total length of piping is 109 kilometers, or 67 miles, and the length of wiring is 600 kilometers, or 372 miles. 10,000 rubber plates cover the hull of the boat. If Russia is able to deploy all 9 planned boats of the Boryai A, along with the 3 already active original Boryai subs, it'll be a massive boost for its defense capability. It's not hard to see that the Imperator Alexander III with Bulava SLBM poses a significant challenge to the US and the West at large.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.